Mending doesn't actually work. Palantir also kind of doesn't really work. Four minutes 6-6. Oh, is that a permanent? Oh yeah, is that a permanent? That doesn't really do anything. Excuse me. I guess we forage. Did I rescue you into a goal? You're right, I did. What? Bro, the tooltip said 258 and then another 3 digits. It did yesterday. Because I wore it and I'm looking at the bubble like, wait, this is just 7 seconds of demonic leech. I swear I stared at it for a long time too. Like right when I unlocked it. You can't add DR to absorbs either. Yeah, they overtuned. They overtuned it so high. Because they were all bad. And then they got, like, buffed. And they over-nerfed some and over-buffed some. Do I play a bunch of lands in this deck? I feel like I don't play a bunch of lands each turn. I don't think I do. I'm so certain. I'm so positive it said 258,000. Like it's in my head perfectly right now. I'm looking at the numbers. I swear there was 6 digits. Because I thought it was weird. I remember thinking it was very strange. I don't know, was my tooltip wrong? Does it scale when you're in like a delve? Does it scale? I mean, I saw the bubble. I saw the bubble. I had the bubble on my character. I'd be a little bit concerned that I messed it up that bad. But it wouldn't be the first time I messed something up really bad. Apparently my weak card was out of date for the stupid jail thing. Because of course it was. Right? Of course it was. Sounds about right. It's so annoying. Oh yeah, Mythweaver. Yeah, but again, we don't play a bunch of lands every turn, do we? I feel like I don't. This is actually playable. So was Gulta. Yeah, there's like a weird assignment thing with the dung beetle mechanic. It goes right over my character on sticks. Oh, I think my brother's here. Sounds like my brother's here. Rip the stream. I have to go get up and drink all night. Me with cornrows instead of an afro? Oh, this is a permanent and it's castable. Yeah, that works. I played against this yesterday and I didn't like what I saw. So I don't know if I like this. Under all this hair, there is a beautiful man. I agree. I gotta shave up my face though. I'm on that like caveman facial hair. status. Why diamond weapon? Because I haven't played it before. Also, I kind of predicted a short stream. Apparently, it's going to be shorter than I thought. So I figured I'd play something like that would at least force wizards to acknowledge that I don't want to play against like Dark Ritual Mana Drain decks. Rapid Growth is fine. It's not a permanent though. I'm trying to not have permanents in my deck. I have exclusively permanents. I said it backwards. I don't want Bristly Bill. And I feel like I'm not playing multiple lands a turn consistently for like Lotus Cobra and stuff. I'm not going to play the fetch lands. It's just weird to never... It just doesn't... I don't know. Playing these two is like too good, I think. Hmm. What? I've only played Final Fantasy... Oh, 14 specifically, yeah, I guess. Some trample? Nope. Nope. No trample. Not interested. Unless there's a card that gives trample that is repeatable. Is there like a repeating trample card? Because stuff like Rancor is not going to work. Audacity is alright. It can like... Because you don't lose a card when everything you do inevitably falls apart, I guess Audacity is okay. This draws a card as well. Probably going to get blown out when I cast it though. Gaia's Gift is cool. I don't... Adding combat tricks just means you've like conceded before you even hit the Q button, in my opinion. Unless you're something like this. Or like Feather. Like this or Feather or something. But like this with combat tricks is... You're just conceding before you've even queued against an opponent, in my opinion. It's just really not good. Rift out here typing like he's drunk. He's drunk texting me. Someone stop this man. I don't know what you're talking about. I think we're still a Crater Hoof deck because I want to be a Crater Hoof deck. Oh yeah, we can play Eldrazi. They're permanents. Oh yeah, this has flashback too. Or Unearth. That's right, Unearth. Same thing. That's all the Unearth, huh? Tragic. What about this? Hmm. Scape Shift is interesting, actually. Lady and the Tramp? I don't know what that is. I know what that is. I have the... Fanatic's okay. I have the, Gauntlet Dark Legacy soundtrack stuck in my head. What do you mean? This looks exactly like Spaghetti. Oh, wait a minute. I named the YouTube stream something spaghetti related, and I named the Twitch stream something diamond related. I guess we'll just never know what I meant. I'm on my meltdown arc. Up the beanstalk? No. Balligot's. Oh, this has trample, you're right. Let's see, in an ideal scenario with 15 cards, Up the Beanstalk would draw an average of 2 a game, maybe 3 if my commander dies repeatedly, on average. So, why not just play a better card? Could just play a better card. Like Divination. And get my cards up front. Something like that. Something like that. Glad to see we're still getting the bots. Actually, you know what? I don't want to explore. Also, I hit 100 cards really quickly. Yeah, we got banned. We didn't put a summoning stone down fast enough. We got banned. I can't go wrong with Cavernous Souls. I'm mainly interested in seeing how light my deck can be, deck weight-wise. That's kind of the premise here, because again, I don't have a lot of time. I'll put a formal complaint in. When Eric stopped raid leading, I said something that, like, I think upset Extremity. I'm like, I liked Eric more. That's kind of what I said. I was gonna say it about Glorox. I was like, I like Extremity more, but I didn't say it. Because last time I said that I got yelled at. So I didn't say it this time. It's still funny to me, and that's all that matters. I can just say it to myself. That's true. That's true. I'm confident, though, that this will not be placed in random department. That's where my headspace is emotionally. But it is a new commander, so it could just be thrown against the other quote-unquote uncommon commanders. Isn't Yuriko an uncommon? And that is definitely not thrown against random stuff, but I don't care. I don't. We're doing it. We're gonna see. Oh, I could have just looked. This is an uncommon, right? Oh, no, it's not. Why did I think it was? I don't know why I thought that was uncommon. Wait a minute. Hold on. Now I'm confused. Which one's, Oh. Why did I think Eureka was an uncommon? Huh. I was pretty dead set on that in my head. I don't know. Thought it was. Alright, well, hopefully that has something to do with it, but I've played against the blue-green dude that, like, gets a land and then doesn't do anything else. Yeah. So this is probably worse than the giant 8/8 slime and similar to Gulta. Huh? I think my family's going out to eat, so we have more time than I thought, chat. Oh, look! The very first opponent is actually Eureka. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Okay. Well, I'm out. It would be kind of lame if this was sprinkled in with everything, but I guess it makes sense. I don't know when that's going to change. And that completely goes against what you just said. Alright, looks like we can't play this. That's tragic. Could probably beat this. It's on the table, at least. Have an immediate flip for Johnny. I milled 4 permanents. That's a good start. And his first strike. I think I'm just gonna do this. Well, that's kind of tragic. So I do have my 8/8, but this isn't a Johnny deck. I can exile it. And they immediately find a flip. So, excellent. Oh no, we have a Johnny player has to think. Oh no. What are we doing? Just kill my 2/1, please. Your deck plays itself. Just do the thing. Come on. You can do it. Alright, they did it with a spell for what I understand is absolutely no reason. That's a bit odd. I don't understand why they did that. You could... yeah, I don't get that at all. Very strange. I'm gonna hold Audacity, because it could be, like, valuable to surprise my opponent with it, so... Oh, I guess. I guess it has text when it dies. Fair enough. My opponent read my card and I didn't. Fair enough. Here comes the perfect exile. Oh, no, that's not it. Do we not have it? What the heck is Stoneforger? You make a ball lightning? Alright. Well, so much for thinking I could beat this, I guess. I can smack my opponent, but then I just die, so... I can swing at a Johnny, but they play a land, and then I just die. There's nothing in my graveyard that matters. I can't realistically find any... Yeah, there's nothing I can really do. That wouldn't do much either. I can give this trample and kill a Johnny, and if they don't have a land... 6, 7... Yeah, if they don't have a land, I'm fine. It's funny how this should have vigilance instead of reach, I feel. Be more useful. This flip untapped? It does, so they have a guarantee land? Alright, so we're just dead then. I'm going to assume my opponent knows how their cards work. Oh, I can't find an opponent for me. We can't find an opponent. Should I start? I feel like I should start drinking now. That's what I should do. I should just go in the kitchen, get some ice, do some... Oh! Oh! What's this? Okay. It's not like one of the same 10 commanders I've played against for the past 2 months. That's pretty cool. It's still pretty scary because I don't actually interact with it too. Oh, this hand is horrible. I don't really interact too well. Should I play Delighted Halfling? How important is that? I feel like this is better. Because I kind of don't want to fall behind, and this doesn't... Like, yeah, I don't think this works out. The problem is Krenko is obscenely quick. We're going to play more mana. Yeah, we're going to play this. I can... This is a 3/3, so I can't do that. I can survive Krenko for a little bit. It isn't just immediately lights out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we need to play this and plus it. I could blow up the Arcane Signet and then have this die. Yeah, we should do that. I'm going to blow this up because my opponent, as it stands, has to swing with Krenko. And that seems super ideal, given the cards that we know about. This is probably the best case scenario. Okay, well, silly me thinking I could do that. How dare I assume I had answers? My opponent also, by the way, has probably the best goblin in their entire deck. It's actually better than Ragavan. Yep. Alright, well, wait. I can still do something. This is actually probably the best card in their deck. It just gives them omniscience with Krenko. Okay, well they didn't use it to recast Krenko. Seems odd. I am still dead though, and there's no... I guess technically I'm not dead. Technically I'm not dead. But it is awfully close. Alright, I thought I could cast this. But I can't. I was one off. Alright, well, that's that done. It's funny, we didn't even get to the Skirk Prospector portion of it, even if I stabilized. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to, but... How fundamentally different is this deck in Standard? I wonder if we tried Standard with something like this. I feel like I'm missing out on too much. Like, Mono Green and Standard Brawl doesn't line up with too much success, in my opinion. Like, you can't really mill too well in Standard. You lose basically all the mill cards, actually. It's just hard to cast this. Might have to try anyways. The commander pool is also very small in Standard. Oh, I shouldn't say very small, but it's smaller. Which means you're just going to see the same things even more consistently than you would in Historic. Because in Historic there's like, infinite things to play against. Infinite things. This is literally just Scythus with a worse commander. Mana, please? Mana, please? Give me mana, please? This is the 8/8 that sometimes is more than Uh, more than that. Alright, so let's crew here. Don't really know if I like the attack from the opponent there. Shoot, I kind of wish these were still in the graveyard. That's kind of funny. I milled 2 lands. Well, actually, it's the same if they're in play. It's actually the same functionally, right? So it doesn't matter. Let's crew here. Yeah, I guess it's actually the same. Alright, Giant 8/8. You're up. What did I mill? Alright, we did it. We beat Scythus. Look at that. We literally beat Scythus. Can't beat anything else, but we beat that. That's all that matters, right? We got the moral victory. What's my quest? Oh, shoot. Guess we ain't doing that. I'll play a couple more, and then I'll look at Standard. See if this is something you can do with Standard. The queue times are a little bit above average right now. Just curious. I wonder what it all means. Well, I have cards. Actually, most of this is not. Crater Oath doesn't. Yeah, we're not actually getting to these big things, even though they're permanents, like to mill or whatever. We're just not like getting to. Although to be fair, last game I could have actually cast these, so I could have those. Yeah, I could have cast those. Okay, this works, but I'm up against Kefka, so I don't think really anything works. Is that LVD? Luis Scott Vargas? Well, if you're going to do that, you just play Ghalta. Ghalta or the Slime, I think are better for that mono green thing, right? Like, oh, just play this, and then you have a normal green deck. Or you play Ghalta and have a normal green deck. Because this one cares about just the graveyard, which is probably the worst of the 3. Yeah, this would be like the bottom of these 3. Alright, what does it look like in Standard? What does it look like in Standard? I think the main issue is how many cards you have to actually mill. It is 60 cards though. It's not 100. I don't like Seed of Hope too much. This is actually okay, but it doesn't. I mean, again, this is Standard, so this doesn't go crazy. I think you just have to play this land, right? Yeah, I think we just. Well, it's so slow. The problem with this card is just unbelievably slow. Yeah, it's just so slow. Oh, that's it, huh? Yeah, I don't think you can do this. Got our standard version of Satyr Wayfinder, I guess. Oh, I guess there's more than one. Oh, there's a lot more than one. Alright. I mean, I don't really have a choice. I kind of like have to play these cards. Okay. Oh, right. I didn't look at colorless. You're right. This targets your opponents, right? Yeah. You don't have to sack this. You can just keep doing it, technically. It costs like 6 mana, so you're probably not going to, but you can. Say its name. Yeah, that requires the thing, yeah. Although it does mill 3. Does it do anything else? Turns of land and whatever. The rest of it doesn't matter, right? But the top part is kind of okay. It's just more of this effect. Can't say it's wrong. Alright, so we have more ways than I thought at actually putting this into play in Standard. But the problem is you're still playing Standard, so you're just running into, like, endless removal. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely endless, non-stop removal. Especially in the form of board wipes, because in Standard, board wipes are a lot more prolific. Ooh, Solemn Golem's actually okay. There might be just enough big things. Maybe not Meteor Golem, but enough big things to just get away with this. Like, you can just play these cards. I don't know what the counterspell situation is in Standard. I don't think Final Fantasy changed it. I wouldn't say so. It's free enough, right? I really don't even like Sire in Standard. I don't like Sire in general, but I like the Aether Spark. Hauntwood Shrieker is... I don't know what you're talking about. I thought I knew, but now I don't. Manifest Dread? Fine. What do we have for, like... We have that. This isn't Standard? What? I thought Archdruid's Charm was MH3. Oh, no, that's a blue one. That's a blue one. I don't like fetch lands. I think that's... I know... Well, I mean, fetch lands technically work. And maybe I don't have a choice. It's not like there's too many anyways. So, maybe that's okay. I don't have a lot of early, like... It isn't like Historic Brawl, where you have to play something on turn 1, or you lose. So I think it's okay to have some tap lands. What about Harmonized cards? We have these two. Alright. Now what do we have for, like, scary things that your opponent wants to answer basically instantly? Defiler's decent. I like the Monkey. O'Hare is okay. Did I put... Yeah, that's right in there. Oh yeah, Nissa. Bro, Standard is huge. Oh my goodness. It's hard to keep track of Standard. It's all over the place. Ghalta is a, like, nice thing to put in play right after this. But the problem is, again, it's Standard. So you play your 8-8 and your 12-12 on the same turn, and then you just lose. Because they cast Wrath of... Nonsense. Wrath of Sadness. Could maybe... Maybe the Aether Spark requires too much. I think Ghalta is still worth trying. Because the reward of doing it is quite high. You could just kill people in one go. 15% of all current Magic... Wait, of all Magic cards, like, ever made are in Standard? Wow, Standard's huge. That's insane. What actually is Standard? Oh, right here. Alright, there we go. I could have just looked at this. All the way back to the second Dominaria set. So the brother... Like, the Elish Norn stuff is in Standard. The second... No, Eldraine is not... I mixed up Eldraine and the other one with, Where's Brazen Borrower from? Throne. Is it Throne? Is that right? I thought it was named something else. Yeah, the original adventure one. I always mix it up with the new one. Yeah, Duskmourn. Outlaws. So we have the detective hats, cowboy hats, race car hats. Huh. Well, to be fair, Foundations catapulted what is to be in Standard for a long time, like evergreen Standard cards, so this definitely like sent it to the... I haven't actually played Standard since Foundations has come out. Like all of these cards. Like I don't think I've ever played Solemn Simulacrum in Standard. Vivian Reed is actually kind of nice. It puts the rest at the bottom though. I don't know, it's minus works, it dodges board wipes. Sort of. What do we have for Planeswalkers? Oh, alright. Not very exciting. Vivian Reed is actually okay though. Vivian Reed is actually okay. Let's take out Say Its Name. It feels weird to only play it for the top part. Alright, let's try that. What? Oh. Boop, boop. Alright, there's no way it could be worse. It's literally impossible to be worse, just because your opponents aren't Keenids and Scythus and Vivi, and apparently even Krenko was a problem. No, I think Krenko, on average, actually isn't a big deal for me. I think if we played like 10 games, I could probably win 5 of them against Krenko. Could be wrong about that, though. Krenko is pretty fast, and I don't have too much that really interacts with it, so it could be wrong. Could be wrong. Alright. Roxanne has a lot of toys in Standard, but it's not Historic Brawl. Okay. Sure. When this enters mill, leave your graveyard. So I'm probably never having anything leave my graveyard. It's kind of funny. I just play against one of the best commanders in Historic Brawl, just right in Standard. Just right out the gate. Oh, alright, look at that. On the play with the ramp, too. Everything's just coming up nice. Coming up smooth. Nice and smooth. That was an interesting set of cards to mill, alright. Oh, wait a minute. Armored Scrap Gorger exiles cards on my graveyard, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, that's not ideal. That's actually, like, really bad, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's really bad. My opponent's not playing it because it does that either. Why not get free value out of your busted cards? Okay. Do I even pick up a land? Oh, I guess I could pick this up. No, there's no reason. No reason, chat. No reason. Alright, so technically, I can play this next turn, assuming my opponent kills this with Roxanne, which I assume most people don't even think about it, but my opponent's going to straight up kill my creature, which gives me more cards in my graveyard, instead of going face. Yep, look at that. Didn't even think about it. Imagine thinking about your plays. Oh, silly me. They had a haste enabler too. I didn't even register that. Silly me, chat. They also had a haste enabler. Wow. Wowzers. Well, we can't do this because the splash damage of Scrap Gorger, so here's what it is. Well, at least Roxanne can't swing. Because that totally matters. In all fairness, I don't think I could have played this with the perfect curve. Yeah, no, I couldn't have played this anyways. Okay, you got it. Okay. Yeah. 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 Why not also have that too? Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. They were on the play too. On the play, perfect ramp spell that gets exile into perfect haste enabler into the removal spell. In your red-green deck, they have spot removal. Alright. What's the Saga? Fenrir? I could try that card actually. I think that one's okay, because it does stuff and then it goes to the graveyard after. So that actually has some play. I would argue. What does this do? Medican Core? Fine. None of this is super exciting. But it's okay. No, I don't think that... Well, I don't know. We'll see. Also, I should have played this first. I clicked too quickly. Well, I assume it plays a ton of 1-drops just to always have engines starting on turn 2. Otherwise it probably just doesn't work. I need lands? I think I'm playing the Simulacrum. Yeah. This sets up the best turns for the future. Couldn't they have... Wait a minute. No, it's on there. Excuse me. I thought they could like flash or something. Well, they started the engines basically instantly. Yeah, every turn should probably be mana related to some degree. My opponent probably has one of the better... Probably just better than their commander, actually, to be honest with you. And then they exile my whole board, because Standard is all about spot removal. Alright. That was fun. I think I gotta take out anything... Which one was it? This one? What could go in here? Like, this sword doesn't do much. I thought it would do something, but all the removal we've been hit by is actually not black. It's been green and white. Not that we haven't seen the black removal, but it's definitely there. It's weird to say that Gult's is probably just too slow, because it's like one of the cards up here that's actually castable fast, which means all the other ones are also too slow. It's not reasonable to get to like 9 mana, I think. I feel like that's not reasonable. Because I don't have a ton of ramp spells, I have a ton of mill spells, right? I feel like that's not reasonable. Is Ujin playable in Standard? I haven't thought about that. It probably is, right? It doesn't really need all that much help. But I don't know. Could kind of struggle to actually cast it. I feel like it's not reasonable to get to 9 mana. Well, what's good to play? What do you mean? What does that mean? Yeah, invasion works. I mean, the battle... Oh, right. There's a bunch of cards that have that word. Like, that works. Technically works. This one also sort of works. They're also permanents. I don't actually like Dredger's Insight. Oh yeah, I said Fenrir. I forgot to put it in. Yeah, there. Yeah, that. What the? Like any of these? I don't like that one. This has text on it and then becomes a permanent in the graveyard. So, why not? Does this mill? No, it just reveals. Yeah. This is an elemental. Weird it's not a vehicle. Or like, oh, I guess it is an artifact. You know, that's how it got naturalized. Bro, why does this have to be an artifact? Why do these cards exist? How dare they? Bedrock Turtis, Turtoise. Turtis. I called it a Turtis. I think Gultz is gonna still try to exist. There's really not a lot of options. This could be interesting. I guess I'm taking out Ujin. Could probably do better stuff than Moldering Gem. What's Maverick? I guess it's a one drop. Feels bad. I guess it works. Alright. And then, yeah, there's that new card. I don't think I own that one. The Surveil, the new one that, like, flips into... What does it flip into? Yeah, I mean, I guess. This doesn't feel too good to craft that one. Yeah, I'm not going to craft that for now. Spring sacks of land, right? Yeah, that's fine. What? Where is, Overlord is in here. Okay, I'm tripping. Is that too many? No. Maybe it is. Maybe we just can't ever cast Cityscape Leveler. Yeah, I should just take that out. I think I'm just going to take that out. Alright, let's try that. I mean, that's about as... it's about as mid-rangey as it gets in Mono Green Standard. So, I mean, there's a few more cards I could run, but nothing too terribly exciting. Even the standard queue isn't, like, super quick. Okay. Could just cast this. Let's play this and pass. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna mill one with the Molt Tender. Chat, why? Why does Armored Scrapgorger exist? Can someone let me know why this card keeps happening to me? Why does this keep happening? There's nothing I can do about it, so... I don't know what I would search for at 2 mana. But I have 2 of them, so I should probably just cast one. I guess I'll cast the one that, like, doesn't... get exiled. Aftermath Analyst? I could just get one of the... I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, I guess we'll just get this. Because Scrapgorger probably won't... Oh, we didn't hit any lands. Alright. We just didn't hit any lands. Okay. Suppose that was a possibility as well. Didn't hit any lands. I did hit 2 permanents. Alright, so I can sack specifically for Fabled Passage. No, my opponent can just exile it in response. I can't kill their thing. Guess we just play this, actually? Yeah, let's just play this card. It seems like a pretty good time for it, right? I mean, now is the best time of any, I guess. I don't know. Opponent did not exile the land, which I would have done. I don't think it matters too much, but it's just what I would have done there. Alright, we've presented our first real threat. Do we have the immediate answer? We do. Alright. Care about the 1/1s. All it does is make 2 1/1s, right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't actually do anything. Okay. My opponent can't reliably kill this. That's not true, but I'm still going to cast it. And then I can just get my card back. Probably the best idea, I think. It's better than plussing at least, so... It's just another game where I can't cast it. I just exiling my graveyard. I mean, I've been using the mana here too, but still. Okay, another answer. Wow. Alright. So that hasn't changed. Standard is just mired with mindless removal, and nothing else really that you do around it matters. I can kill my opponent's commander. It doesn't seem super productive, but I guess I just sort of have to. This still has a text box, right? Yeah. Still has a text box. Nature's Rhythm ain't working out too well for us. Let's do this. And then still lose. Is that so? Fine, I'll put it in the deck. You win. Okay, so... Play my commander? No, I think I play this. Oh, I guess I can actually play both. Yeah, I mean, I don't need it to resolve, but I guess I will just cast it. Because why not? My opponent sort of gave me the opportunity to. I don't think there's any card in my deck that deals with this, pacify. Well, ordinarily, River's Rebuke isn't really too scary in Standard, but in this exact spot, it's pretty problematic, I would say. Or my opponent just apparently has a board wipe, because why not, right? Your Helga deck with a bunch of creatures just sweeps the board, because that makes sense. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, random 8-8, your turn. Oh, my bad. Probably should just Nature's Rhythm for 2. Actually, no, I don't think I should. I don't think I should. Lumra will get not a lot of lands, but it is another reach creature. Dead to removal, though. I think I'd rather play this for 7. Rather just do that. Oh, I guess I didn't have to go all the way to 7, but I did. Overlord, O'Hare, Vorinclex gets lands out of my deck, and then has... Yeah, also has reach. There's a chance of flipping and stuff. And I don't think I can swing. I don't think I can swing. Okay, yep, you got it. Apparently we had to scry 1 first for our Craterhoof Behemoth, because that mattered. Okay, well, Helga just apparently has mono 5+ drops, because they're up the Beanstalk drew 16 cards. Their deck was literally like all 4s, or all 5s and 6s. Okay, I guess. Yeah, that's great when your opponent doesn't interact with you. You can play a deck like that, I guess. They didn't even really need Helga, did they? No, not really. I don't want to go down lands. How do I get this to swing? I feel like I'm gonna struggle to actually attack my opponent with this thing. If that makes any sense. It just doesn't seem like I can actually get in there with a 3/3. I think I'm gonna keep trying though. Doesn't seem realistic. I don't know what to take out for it. Well, definitely not one of these. I still think I like Invasion. You could probably take out Town Greeter. It's like the mill package is definitely the worst thing we're doing. Maybe this card because it's not a permanent. Yeah, that's fine. You know what would be really ideal? If we just stopped playing against Armored Scrapgorger. That'd be great. If we could just not see Armored Scrapgorger every game. That would be kind of nice, huh? It would be a step in the right direction, at least. We could have got our commander out a little bit faster, and that could have actually mattered, so... Armored Scrapgorger for the win. MVP. Unfortunately, in Standard, it's like, if your opponent's green, they just have it. There's really no getting around it. Garruk's Uprising? Alright. Gotta find another card to take out, though. Look at this. Look at this hand. That's kind of funny looking. Look at these 5 drops. They're on the play, so can I do nothing for 3 turns? Probably not. This is almost the same, but I have a random 1/1. Okay. Oh, that was well, one of the better draws, I guess. Well, that's not going to show up. What about you? This looks like, as given my hand, this looks useful, so... Okay. I mean, I'm gonna block. Let's play this, because it only does one thing. This could randomly potentially do more than that. Opponent has what appears to be removal anyways. Though killing this 1/1 seems a bit useless. Invasion. No, we just want to play this and start doing other things. I can play O'Hare. I can play Nissa. Bitter. No, there's black removal, right? It's like Bitter Blossom and some other cards that are problematic here. O'Hare does block, but so does a giant token. Alright, so no more Nissa. Oh wow, they took Invasion just so quickly. That is a bit peculiar. How do we take from that? I feel like I would have taken Nissa 6 days a week there, but alright. My opponent did not take Nissa. That's very strange. This is duress, right? Yeah, you can duress this. They took this so quickly. Why did they do that? I don't know. I'm sure there's a kill spell for Nissa, but it leaves behind a token that blocks that you also have to kill. Which is why I just want to take the Nissa. There has to be a removal spell for it, because otherwise you wouldn't let me keep it. So it's like Bitter Blossom's the only one I can think of. I don't know what else is in Standard. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was not on my my bingo card there. Alright, well, my commander is actually castable. Things are happening, chat. Things are getting done. Do we play it? What do I have left? The problem is I don't have a good follow-up. That's, really sad. We should probably play something else, then. I think another large threat is actually okay here, and I'm going to do it. Because if this dies, I get a land, and that also helps, so this works out. But I wouldn't say playing this last turn was wrong. If I keep my opponent stuck at casting literally nothing but removal, maybe their commander struggles to pull ahead. There is a 2-mana removal spell we know about. I don't know which one it is. Well, that certainly wasn't it. Okay. They also just gave up swinging at Nissa? Why would you do that? Chat, I am confused. So my opponent has given me the opportunity to swing like this, and I'm going to use it. They didn't even block, so that's kind of cool. I could get Aftermath Analyst, actually. No, let's just put the Warden in play. I think that's fine. Alright, so we play this. We play this. Oh, wait, I can't do that. We play this. I kind of see how this deck would run a board wipe, because it's Sephiroth, but I also can see why it might struggle to sweep its own board and then recover after. It's not like it's Liliana the Veil, so... Still know about a 2-minute instant. There it is. Alright, there's a 2-minute instant. And they killed what I would probably have not killed. Probably was maybe one of the last things I would have targeted there, but I don't know. Maybe it makes sense. I feel like I'm always killing the largest thing in play. Feels kind of bad, though, because I can recast this. Maybe the Warden. I don't know if I would kill this. I can just flip it as well. Maybe there's just nothing good to kill. Could just be that. That's the case. We're not close to this Nissa. And I can't... There's nothing to minus... I just want to, like, draw a card, right? Okay, they didn't swing. Let's just play this. I think this is the first time I've actually put this in play. It's pretty cool. I think more stats is better. I don't want to present a bunch of tokens and stuff and then have my opponent just like endlessly blow them up. And I will flip this back. Alright, so they've... I don't think I'm going to swing. Can I? I wouldn't say I lose if it goes poorly for me to swing. It doesn't have trample, and getting rid of a 1/1 is like the ugliest thing in the world. Yeah, we're going to just pass. I think I'll just end up killing my opponent at some point with the Nissa anyways. So maybe swinging here is just not super relevant. Shieldred will not kill me, but it comes close. I lose 3 life a turn because of the Blight Priest. Can I do anything about that? No. Alright, we have a bajillion lands. Maybe I'll make tokens now. Alright, my opponent basically has like 1 turn to do something here. So, if I swing all out, are they just dead? I feel like math is for blockers, and I'm going to swing all out, because I think this is actually just basically lights out. The ideal thing is, even if they survive the attack, most of their creatures that are important die in this attack. If I did napkin math efficiently enough. I don't think there's a reason to just wait it out for the Nissa. Could top deck a really good card and get blown out. Alright, yeah. I really just want the Shieldred to go away, is the main thing. Yeah, this also has trample, this 10/10, which is another reason to actually swing this turn, so... I think they didn't even... Did they? Wow. Wow. Well played, opponent. Well played. They put themselves to 1. Well played. Alright, yep. Close. Close. All the death triggers. Yeah, I think it was right to swing there. I think it was right to swing there. Because it probably could have also swung with the 8/8 last turn and have them lose the 1/1. I don't think that would have changed that much, but it was probably right. Although, I don't really know. I don't know. They got pretty close, though. If they had 3 more creatures die... But there was no way to do that, right? The max amount of creatures that could have died was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just 7? I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blockers. You block. You chump with one. Chump with the other. 3, 4, 5. I think the most they could have get killed was 8. 7 died. 8 wouldn't have done it. And if it was 8, they would have died to the damage. Because they would have blocked differently and would have died. So yeah, they were. It wasn't close enough. Close, but not close enough. Still don't like the trample enablers. They feel like this just. There's 55 cards in the game that just deal with this for free, and it's like you just 2 for 1 yourself every time. But maybe Garruk's lasagna is fine. I still really don't like it. I really don't. But whatever. Hunter's talent? I'm thinking of caretaker. Oh, innkeeper's talent's the one I'm thinking of. I kind of like both of them. I like this one a bit more. Again, the trample enabling portion of things isn't changing the problem that my creatures die before I get to swing and have my trample. Like, I'm swinging with an 8/8. I feel like the trample enabling card has to also really do something else. And this actually kind of does. This actually does do something else. And so does this one. Well, this one has nothing to do with trample, but... it really just needs to do something else. Enabling trample just for the sake of it, it's not, in my opinion, really productive. But those cards also do something else. And when you have trample sometimes, yes, it is good. I'm not saying trample is bad. That does not have anything to do with what I'm saying. I still feel like I can't swing with this in any game I play it. It's just going to sit there and not do anything. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like, there are so many board states where my opponent just doesn't let me swing with this. Oh, well, that last game was an example, but beyond that, I really don't think this is ever swinging. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to play this on turn 3, or I guess sometimes turn 2, technically, and maybe swing once. My opponent's just going to stare at that 3/3 and it's not going to get through. I don't like it. I'm taking it out. Not a fan. Same with the turtle. Same with the turtle. I'm going to play it. It's not going to swing. Although, to be fair, most of the times you play this, it swings and dies and you don't really care. I think that's okay, right? It just happens twice. That's probably good enough. I mean, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. What do I take out? Still like Gulta? I think? Yeah, we like Gulta here. For sure. What about this thing? No, I like that too. Thrun? Ooh, do I own Thrun? I don't think I do, actually. Oop. Oh, I do. I guess. I feel like I don't... I'm not excited about this. I don't know, it's like a thing. It has stuff. It's okay. I could take out Wasteful Harvest, but it is a pretty sizable mill card. I think that's kind of useful. It's hard to take that card out. We could try to drop the Wayfarers. There's like 4 of these. They just set this up. And it just feels weird to not run those. What about Nature's Rhythm? No, I like Nature's Rhythm. I mean, it's hard to not play those cards. What about you? Let's see. Could be hard to naturalize anything of serious significance. But it is a permanent version of naturalize, which is kind of why I like it. You don't like the invasions? Okay, maybe the 4-mana invasion's unnecessary. I think this one is, like, really good. I don't think I'm taking that one out. It's just Nature's Rhythm again. Like, I think this is perfectly fine. I gotta pay attention to probably always do it for 5, though, and not for, like, 7 like I did last time. Wasteful Harvest? You just mill 5 and then return something in the graveyard. It just discounts my commander by like a lot. And, well, I can pick up something. The problem is it's only the cards you milled, it's not the rest of your graveyard. It's only like those 5 cards. It's definitely not exciting, but it itself is not a permanent, so if I mill this card, it doesn't count. Which, look at now, there's actually not too many cards that have that issue. One would argue I don't need it. I have Lumra and Analyst, though, that like to mill lands. Technically the turtle. I don't know. We can try. Let's try without it. Let's try without it. It's not a permanent itself, so I'm not super big on it. Titan? Why would I take Titan out? Oh, yeah, just something that cares about lands in the grave. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this Warden now doesn't feel like it. No, I mean, if your opponent ignores it, it does just get out of control, I think. I think that's worth trying. We're still at 24 lands. I don't like going down lands. 60 cards, standard brawl. It's not the same as historic. It's not the same. Everything is fine. Maybe this Elite. I think this Elite is one of the weaker cards left. Like, comes to lining up. Let's just take that out. It's not even like naturalizing a Witness Protection is going to turn the game around. You know? Or naturalizing my opponent's, I don't even... anything. Do we have Arcane Signet? We do, right? Is that in Standard? That's okay. I could replace, wait, do we actually have Arcane Signet? Because I can replace Into the North, or Into the Core, the Rampant Growth with it, because it's a permanent. Could just do that. But I can't remember. Yeah. The Roxanne player, I think, played a Arcane Signet, right? Didn't we blow it up with Nissa, or was that in Historic? I can't remember now. I'm getting old. I'm getting old and cranky. Alright, opponent has a 1-mana burn spell. Good to know about. Looks like it's creature exclusive. I'd like a land... I also kind of like this. Can I do this? What does this look like? What does this look like? This doesn't look right. No, this doesn't look right. But I want the land. Okay, we're gonna do that. Because next turn, I am most likely going to play something that would just get rid of this. So, alright, opponent's got a thing. They got one of the few red ramp spells, which automatically puts it in one of the in the top 5 cards of your deck. My humble onions. When this attacks alone, it gets a double strike. When it deals combat damage, you may cast target instant or sorcery from the river. So, can I cast my commander fast enough to block this turn? Nope. I should play more stuff. Yep. Kinda sad. Kind of a really sad turn. But hey, if they kill my stuff, I can play an 8/8, and then maybe they actually can't swing? And we're getting somewhere? Like, I can actually just legitimately block with all of my stuff. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. I'm just going to block with 1. Because this buys me, like, you know, over the course of whatever, the most time, I think. They actually just didn't use it, so that's a pretty nice, nice thing. Alright, that's a problem. That's a huge problem, actually. Oh, wait, I found a huge answer. They didn't kill my 2/2. I thought my mana dork was dead. Alright. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not tapping on this. Because we knew about a 1-mana burn spell, but they didn't cast it, so... Alright. What do you do about an 8/8? What do you do about an 8/8 Mr. Mono Red? Mr. Cypher... Almsey? Almasi? Almacy? I don't know. A braid? Okay. Sure. I will take in a braid, by all means. Okay, that's a thing, yep. That is a thing my opponent has done. We still know about this 1-mana burn spell. So, I mean, this was not an instant. Yeah, it's not an instant. I think I still block the Bone Horde. I don't know what they're going to do, though, to be honest. Okay, yeah, we're just going to block that. I don't think I'm dead, right? This doesn't kill me. This does not kill me, so... Look at that! Oh my goodness. Okay, I at no point expected this to ever come up, but it is immune. I did not expect that part to matter. That's pretty nice. But yeah, this doesn't kill it in first strike damage because it can't take combat damage. And then we just take, what is this, 22 minus 8? We take 14. This dies, and then this can't swing. They can sit behind the Bone Horde for like 10 years, though. But that's maybe not super true. It's not like I'm doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing in that all that time, but yep, nice. Get stonewalled by the giant 8/8. Oh, it blocks 16 damage? You're right. I'm only taking 6. You are correct. You are correct. How many cards have that text box? Vigor? Does Vigor read like that? I think Vigor reads like that. How did you type half of the word nice and then type nice? That's weird. You even spaced it out. That's really weird. Oh, I forgot Arcane Signet. Chat. Let it be known, we haven't drawn a single card off this yet. Let it be known. I'm saying it now. Hasn't happened. Hasn't done anything yet. I'm saying it. Can't say I didn't say it. I said it. shoot, maybe this wasn't the best hand. Yeah, well. Is what it is. Let's, respect Spell Pierce for no reason. I feel like if they countered this, I'd be really happy. They didn't counter it. Okay. Oh, why would you counter it when you just have your own? Yep. Nothing I can do about that. Congratulations. What's my next turn looking like? I can cast Gulta? Wait, no. I need 6 minutes to do that. Doesn't work. A bit unorthodox, in my opinion, to do that, but I guess it makes sense when you want to also draw cards. I guess. Still feels a bit odd, though. I mean, it is what it is. So, I'm always playing this. And I'm just not... Oh, well, I think I should play the Up the Beanstalk. And not care about my Fairy Mastermind opponent. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, because doing this seems very good. And it outweighs whatever my opponent thinks they're going to be getting away with here. Alright, so we have the stats, and some of it has trample. But my opponent's flooded with combat tricks, I'm sure. Alright, get completely trampled. Get completely schmeeded. This also didn't draw a card, right? No, because it... Oh, no, it actually technically did, because I played it twice. So I guess it did. But I had to play the Defiler first. That's funny. Alright, yep. We just resolved the threats, because my opponent tried this, like, tempo card draw game, and the resolved threat is just going to win. No witness protection, apparently. Looks like you can't have counter spells, extra cards, bounce spells, combat tricks, and also removal all in the same hand. Who would have guessed? Arcane Signet. Boop. One with 0 mil, you're right. Kind of sad. Oh yeah, Cavernous Soul's in the standard. I forgot about that. Wasn't this the... This was the card that made me realize that, like, blue counterspells in standard are kind of miserable, because it's 60 cards, and this is more likely to be, likely to show up every game. Just makes it, like, absolutely miserable. There was another card I was thinking of. Oh, ow. I just bashed my elbow really hard. Maybe there was not. I thought there was another card I was... Alright, never mind. Never mind. Alright, so do I actually take out Glimpse the Core? Or do I take out something else? This hasn't done anything, but... Well, I mean, it has, though. The 3-mana version of it has. And I guess the 2-mana version also technically could come up in similar fashion. I think I'm going to take out Glimpse the Core. There are mana dorks that are just doing kind of the same thing, and I'm not running those. And I would put those in before I put in Glimpse the Core, so yeah, that's fine. I could just run a mana dork, but I think if my mana dork can't be killed, it's just more powerful. Oh, Expedition Map, huh? Yeah. We see ourselves with needing that land all the time. That's also really good, yeah. Expedition Map. Probably works out really nice. Yeah, with Expedition Map, and then with a ton of ways to, like, mill and find Cavernous Souls. This is probably one of the most efficient Cavernous Souls commanders just because you flood your graveyard with lands and then you like pull the lands out. So that's kind of funny. We found what it's good at. We found its best case. Just constantly vomiting out Cavernous Souls. But again, I think Cavernous Souls just stops blue decks from going crazy innately, so you're not poised to try to put it in play constantly, right? Because the blue players just have to, in standard, just... Oh, come on! Come... Oh, I hate you so much, Linnerworld. I actually hate you. I wish you weren't here. I like Dad more. Okay, I feel way less upset that they killed it. Yep, let's play this. Let's get you. Still sizably upset if I don't draw land, but not like Sudoku ending levels of upset. It's weird how many times people think about their commander turn as if like this isn't something they think they should or shouldn't do. Alright, I'm gonna gamble. I'm just gonna gamble. I'm in a gambling mood. Let's gamble. Alright, I gambled and I lost. Tragic. Thought it was worth it. The payoff is pretty sizable. Just didn't get there. Well, that's certainly not a good thing to plus here. It's also a really bad thing to minus, I feel. Oh, they did minus it, okay. Not the scariest I've seen Liliana Veil, but, I mean, Liliana Veil is just better than this, in my opinion. Okay, I didn't draw a land again. Let's just actually play lands and have a chance to actually draw one. We did. Alright, I can cast my commander. You would have done Overlord? Maybe. Maybe. I really just wanted to gamble. Could have played the Raccoon. And then Overlord it with Beanstalk after. Okay, so what do I expect to not do anything here? Probably the Bramble Familiar? Maybe Thrun. Thrun doesn't look too good with Liliana Veil, right? Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. My opponent's playing Massacre Worm. Wow. That's pretty deep, isn't it? Feels like that's really deep. I am feeling significantly behind, though. That does not fundamentally help me catch up. So I can play this. I think I'm going to play this for... Oh, jeez. Everything is just miserable here. Alright, well, if this dies, I can basically cast it infinitely, so... Guess I'll just start here. Alright, we did draw a land. That's kind of what I wanted. I'm going to go to combat, see what happens. Dang it, they didn't kill it. Could have actually, I think, cast it twice. Does it? It returns tapped. Okay, so I don't want to get Terramorphic Expanse then. Oh my goodness, my mono black opponent had removal? Oh my goodness. So, Nissa, well, as it stands, isn't too scary. I would also cash in the Liliana here, I think. I think that's a pretty good idea. Alright, looking for some kind of gas here. Oh, okay, that also just kind of lets you do your thing. Massacre Worm in hand, which is a problem when it comes to not dying. We play this first. I don't really like Bramble Familiar. I also don't really like Nissa here. Yeah, we just play this first. I mean, they're running out of steam, but I'm not capitalizing on it, really. I gotta play as many cards as possible, I think. Let's just play this. Yeah, I just gotta put things in play. Although the Massacre Worm with 2/2/2s is probably just really stupid. Yeah, that is stupid, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, looks like I'm not playing this. Okay. I didn't expect Massacre Worm to actually do anything, but yeah, I can't actually put more stuff in play now. That would probably be a bad idea. Alright, it looks like missing the land drop is starting to really... That one extra turn of falling behind is catching up with us now. You can kind of see it. I don't know, maybe the mono black deck runs out of kill spells. Alright, they drew a land for the turn. They actually just cast that. What's in my graveyard? Defiler and Thrun. Thrun is annoying. I think I should genuinely full... Wait, are they just dead? Hold on, chat. Are they just dead? There are 11 lands. Okay, there are 12. Someone do math for me. I'm always casting this, so I'm just going to show it to my opponent and see what they do. 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20? Alright. And my opponent can still play... I don't want to play anything because of Massacre Worm. I don't want to play anything because Massacre Worm. Okay. Their commander is in the graveyard, and there's not... I don't think Defiler from my graveyard's big enough. Alright, they actually did get their commander. I was wondering if they were going to do that. Yeah, I can't play another 2/2. I don't have Crater Hoof or anything like that for invasion. Okay, well. Silly me, expecting the mono black aggro deck to have board wipes. Such a goofy thing for me to think about, huh? Alright, well. Play this. I can surprise my opponent with Garruk's Uprising. I guess I will. Let's play this. Let's play... That would essentially kill me. That would also kill me. I don't think there's anything I can find here. I don't think there's anything I should put in play. What's in my graveyard? Nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I should do with this card. Oh, wait, Analyst. Okay. Alright. Their commander's still dead, so they can steal a big creature, but then they can't, like, use their commander. So there's no land in hand either that we know about. Whatever this card is, it's just not a land. Yep, they finally got the Defiler, which means they do not have access to their commander. Okay. I was almost dead if they actually stole my... If they put their commander in play, I feel like I would have almost just straight up died. That's weird. Okay, let's blow up the problem card. I can sack... If I sack that, how many lands do I get? A bunch? Should probably do that then, right? I could also swing with the O'Hare. But if they don't block, I put myself in a position to, like, almost lose if it goes wrong. What do I got this? Oh yeah, we could do this. That's a favorable trade, really, of any juncture, in my opinion, so. Alright, I mean, this just gives me an 8-8. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on their turn. And pass. Alright, there's a Massacre Word. We sack this in response. Block here? No. So if I block like this, what happens? I take 1, 2, 3, 4. If I block like this, what happens? I take 3, this dies, and then I die. So, block like this, and this, what happens? I take 4, and nothing dies on my side. Alright. So, how do I win? Just attack? Oh, right, yeah, okay, you're right, okay. Okay, alright. Let's just put this somewhere that doesn't matter too much, and it's like... I don't think there's anything, yeah, I don't think there's anything that could go wrong if I started to just, like, cast my spells before I swung, but that is lethal in the attack, right? You'd bramble? I don't know, what if I find something that triggers Massacre Worm and I lose? That'd be really sad. Alright, so this is the second game where this not dying in combat actually mattered in a very weird way. If I sacked the 1-3... Okay, so if I did not sacrifice this, I could have actually blocked one more damage, just having it in play. And my opponent would need a 1-mana removal spell to kill it. I think it's just safe to just sack it, right? Wow, that was actually one of the more interesting combats I've ever had. Alright. Wow. Very interesting combat. Very interesting. Alright, I'll play a couple more. I think my family's back. I gotta leave my man cave and socialize. Beanstalk justified? It's not a Beanstalk stream. Yeah, they can't block anyways. Yeah, I got caught up. I was looking at my hand full of stuff. Okay, alright. Calm down. Yep. I wonder how many people are actually running Molt Tender. I feel like this is just the second lane where elves, and I never see it for some reason. It's not exactly the same, but, you know, it's just close. Well, I mean, yeah, I'll take that. This is a card I could run, because it goes to the graveyard. I don't really care about anything else, though. It's kind of... the rest of it's, like, really lame. I did not play land. Can we out-ramp a blue-green Donnie player? Is that possible? Oh no, we milled up the Beanstalk. Tragic. We were both literally ignoring each other and doing what you see in Historic Brawl every game. How exciting. 3 lands in the graveyard. I'm gonna play this. Craterhoof, again, pretty interesting spot for it. I think I'll just play this, right? Or do I play this for... I mean, there's nothing more exciting than a giant bear, right? Alright, that was kind of underwhelming. But, okay, so this. And then cast this. And then cast that. Well, I've done a bunch of stuff, but I don't know how much it's going to matter. Of course. Alright, if I say good game with Nature's Rhythm, chat, do you think they'll concede? They didn't concede! No! They didn't concede, chat. Oh my god. I'm in shambles. Okay, that's just game then. That was my out. That was my out. Alright, I could put Craterhoof in here. Just haven't felt like it would have mattered up until that game. But it would have won. We would have won the game if it was in our deck. I tried. I tried to make him concede. I tried. Tried to scam him. Dang it. I think I could put Crater Hoof in games where we're both ignoring each other like that, which I don't expect too often. It would make sense to actually play Crater Hoof. Okay, I'm taking out smugglers. It doesn't excite me. All right, I refuse to not have access to Crater Hoof, so I'm gonna make that work. We're gonna make it work. Ugh. Actual ugh. So close. Ah. To be fair, I wouldn't have conceded either, but still. It's not fair. Why don't people just give up? Why don't you just give up? It's not fair. What does this do? I didn't even read it. When it attacks, you put things on it and stuff happens, you counter things. Alright, cool. So some sort of like super ultra hyper synergy deck. Yep. Do I block? Nope. I feel as though Vivian Reed's minus is just the most miserable thing for this opponent, but I don't have a safe putting it in play-ness scenario, so let's just play a 6/5. The problem is their removal doesn't kill my cards. Maybe Defiler was better, because if it gets pacified, I actually have a really good text box to play with. That might have made more sense, actually. Playing against specifically pacify effects. Because there's no, like, Swords of Plowshares or anything, right? Okay, they actually did have a destroy card, so we made the right choice without realizing it. Look at that. Still think I'm kind of losing, but, well. I'm sure there'll be a scenario in which I get to actually cast stuff and have it matter. Let's do this and kill the 3/3 so I stop losing to it. And pass. They might have O-rings? Yeah. That would fall under the enchantment department of whatever White's doing. And other creatures you control, stuff happens. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and exile that, so we can stop, again, losing to it. Wait, what? Alright, I didn't expect to untap with Vivian. Don't know if that matters too much, but I guess I am untapping with it. Interesting, I don't know why they didn't, unless I'm confused about something. Let's play the old plus. I wish Vivian Reed milled. I'd be so much happier. So we play this. And we just sort of like pray to the Nine Divine that this does what I want it to. Decline. Alright, not enough. Not enough. A little too late for that, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. And I guess I'll go again? It does cycle itself. I have enough mana to have it not matter. Alright, I lost a blocker. Oh wait, they didn't. This deals damage to target creature and opponent controls. Okay. Alright, maybe we stabilized. Unbelievable. Might have actually stabilized here. I think I should kill the flyer, because if I don't, I could actually, like, lose to it. And that would be unfortunate. But I do have an infinitely spammable Reach 8/8 that they have to kill, so maybe I don't have to get rid of Vivian. I'm gonna greed. I'm gonna greed it. I'm gonna greed it. Oh, I mean, who doesn't like a Gulta? And I can actually swing, too. My opponent's at 53, but that doesn't matter. Life's total could be at 100. Doesn't have too much meaning. How many lands are in the graveyard? Just 2? Okay, they didn't Parting Gust Gulta. So, Craterhoof is not lethal when your opponent's at 500 trillion. That's pretty good. Is that good too? I think having another giant thing is better. And boop! So I lose the Analyst, but I don't want to reanimate my lands anyways, because I want to keep my diamond cheap. I don't think there's an attack to be made. No, there's no attack. They can sack their commander to shoot the Analyst. And maybe that's what they're supposed to do. Or we're suffering from rage quititis. That could be a thing. Little butthurtitis up there, maybe. That's going on. Opponent, but you're at 500 life. I thought life gain was overpowered, like that one person said in my chat once. If you're at 55, you can't lose. Look at all the extra life you have. Look, I thought it mattered. My opponent could literally be at 200 life and would still lose this game. So life gain strategies are kind of funny. It's like, oh, look at all the life I have. I was like, okay, I'll just kill you slowly then. It's like if I'm ahead, it doesn't take long. In fact, Craterhoof could one-shot you over like 500 sometimes too. In this spot, how much would it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 36 plus. It's over 50. It's over 50. It's over 60 actually. Yep. Got ourselves a little salt, I guess. Oh well. Imagine getting upset and salty you lost to that diamond weapon. Losing can be difficult, I know. Look, at least I'll just complain about losing, but I won't rope out. I won't throw my phone across the room. Tragic. Alright, yep. Get totally schmeeded. They can't really swing. They can sack their commander for this to deal 4 to, I guess, this. But I'm not going to reanimate my land. Are there lands? Oh, there's no lands anyways. Never mind. There's just no lands. But I wouldn't anyways to keep this cheap if it dies. And, their removal actually wasn't... Well, this technically exiles. But it wasn't O-rings, quote-unquote. It was actually, like, sort of hard removal there. Them killing this was weird. I feel like I would have killed Gulta. Now, I don't think it matters too much, and killing this meant they could swing. But still, I think getting rid of this forever is better, because this can just come back for 2 mana, basically infinitely. Yeah. I think it was wrong to not minus the Vivian, though. I think I really didn't have to worry about... I should have just killed my opponent's creature. I really should have. I got enough value out of it. I had enough value. That was unnecessary. I don't think it came close to costing me, but it was still wrong. They did hit it, but it's not like it doesn't do anything after they hit it. I can still use it to find more cards and stuff. So I don't think it... I don't know, it's debatable. I don't think them dealing 4 damage to my creatures, or, you know, having a free quote-unquote flame slash every turn, is why they would win or lose in that game. Especially when I have, like, a giant 8/8 that they can't even swing into, so they have to, like, do something about that. This is the OG Ureni. This is not the one everyone plays, right? Yeah, this is the OG one. Cool. I have not seen this since the Commander exclusive one started seeing play. It's probably... I don't know. This one, Protection from Black and White, is kind of, like, insane in Standard. It's, like absolutely egregious in Standard. I'm surprised it's not banned. I don't think it's powerful, like the card in general, but, like, the fact that it has these 2 protections on it kind of breaks the card in half, in my opinion. Alright. Well, got nothing else to do. Kind of a sad state of affairs here, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah, the Commander set cards, you can't play on this while they're playing this one. I kind of like this one more, but I'm biased. I wonder if this blows up my thing. Probably not. Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, well, screw you. Mine looks cooler. See, they get to play the best green cards and also, like, the best blue cards. We only get to play the green ones. Could be a problem. Does my opponent respect Gulta? They do. Tragic. I think you should swing anyways, but I'm upset about it. Not running guild gates. Actually, can you? I don't even know if you can. Ureni is gonna hose me pretty bad, I think. There's not much I can do here. Alright, we're gonna do this, because I want to actually play Magic. But this doesn't feel good here. My commander can keep... No, it can't. I can VIP... no. This is all a problem, I think. Everything here is just a problem. Do we discard a 6? No way we discard a 6, right? Okay. I was about to say, that would be nuts. They discarded a 6 there. This is definitely a mono green deck in disguise. That's no surprise, right? Well, you traded last time, I would trade again. Less stats for me is better for you. So you want to remove my stats? I'm definitely swinging here. They didn't swing. Wow. I'm always swinging. So Gulta doesn't change anything. It stops the ground, can't die to Ureni. This will die to Ureni. I don't think taking out anything with it is productive. Let's just make it a 6/6. And should play Gulta before I cannot play Gulta. And then play... This is end step? Beginning of your end step. Alright, I will level this up. And I can swing with Vorinclex. They'll just block it, though, and then I feel dumb. But I'm going to lose to this Nissa because the Ureni breaks the mirror. It breaks the staring at each other. So my opponent's commander is just actually useful, and ours kind of just isn't. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9. We have 3. So it's either Nissa in nothing, or... Okay, so it's just Nissa. Alright. There's no other reasonable thing to do here. Yeah, I'm just going to lose to my opponent's Nissa. Because their Nissa's just better than mine, because Ureni stops it. Because of course it does. Nothing matters. I can kill Ureni and then still lose, right? Yeah, we're just dead now. I can kill Ureni, they can recast it actually, and then just kill Vivian. And then just wait a turn on the Nissa ultimate. And there's not really anything I can do. There's a chance in some universe my opponent decides to, like, not ultimate it. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe if they don't... +4/+4 and trample, I might actually survive that. Have they played... No, they haven't played that yet, so... +4/+4 and trample is not lethal. And they did not play a forest just now. So, no forest. They played a land before they drew a card. Could have found a forest. Should have waited. Should have waited. I'm sure this will only get forests. Have they played a red card? Oh, they did play a red card. Okay. They did not get... Oh, they have to be different names. Never mind. They have to be different names. It's like, you just get all forests there. No, there's no attack. There's no attack. So we have a chance, I think. Of course it just hits the forest, right? Like, right off the bat. Yep, 1 in 5. Of course it hits the forest. Alright, so we can do this for 6, which is not enough. I think I have to kill, at this point, my opponent's commander. Wait a minute. I could technically flip and find Craterhoof, but then I lose an attacker. I think I'm going to... Bro, I can't believe they hit the forest. Oh, I think it matters too. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Yes. That's kind of lame. Alright. This puts my opponent in a position to not commit violence upon my person, I think. I can sack this for 2 lands. And I guess I will, so I should leave that up. And there's no attack that's productive. Okay, so there's like a weird looking out here. And it involves my opponent doing very specific things. And of course they just draw a forest. Alright, this bounces 2 blockers? And we're dead. Alright. Look at that. A 1 in 5 forest, and then just drew a forest, because why not? Because why not? The second forest didn't matter as much, but the first one did. If my napkin math was right. Well, on the bright side, they didn't play any, like, busted blue cards after playing a mono-green game. I mean, I lost to a bounce spell, but that's not really... I don't feel too bad about that one. This feels kind of slow, but I don't think it's too slow. We'll see. I have to actually read this. Hold on. As it enters, active treason, lifelink. Opponent gains control of permanent. From you, you get a treasure. Alright, that part doesn't probably ever come up for most people. Let's actually play this first. Because I could technically find Overlord. And I don't need to play this. Doesn't actually do anything. Oh, this is in standard? Huh. My opponent playing Angels? Oh, of course they are. Not only are they playing them, they just have one. This is not an Angel. Well, I don't know if milling 3 is better than playing a land. I'm going to say milling 3 is slightly better than playing a land. So there's 4 permanents. I can't cast my commander unless this dies. I don't expect it to die. If I did get it to die, we would be in a decent spot here, I think. But I can't. So, do I just find a... Yeah, I think we just find one of our, like, bad cards just to mill. Just put this in play. Do I pick up a land? I don't have a land in hand, and this is mana neutral. So... might as well play a land instead of keeping it in the graveyard. I think I'm too slow. They can now active treason my commander. Okay, yeah. You got it. You got it. It's just too slow now. I can't survive my opponent stealing my commander and infinite flying nonsense. Sure. Yeah, I think they're just playing that commander because it's like an active treason after you play out a bunch of stuff. It's probably the only way to play it too because it costs 5 and doesn't do anything before that part. So we can hold that card. Chat, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I probably made a mistake that's so bad I lost. I didn't go 2 and a 4. That was probably one of the greatest mistakes I could have made. There's a lot of green-white aggro going on. What is that? Yeah, I should have played this last turn. I should be playing this turn. It probably just cost me the game. That was a huge mistake. Well, if I draw a land, maybe we're back in it. But we'll see. I need to draw a land. Okay, calm down. It's not what I wanted. But I'll take it. Oh, okay, not great, but it is what it is. Not great. I didn't get another land. If I actually didn't block, this would be in the graveyard. Blocking was a... I got too many lands. I think I have to block this. So I should. So land, cracking this as mana neutral for my commander. And play my commander and kill the counter, 1/1 counter spamming card. Or do I cast Gulta? No, I have to kill this 4/4. It's going to outscale my commander. And that's a huge problem. Alright, we might recover from our we accidentally played a tap land, but it looks like we don't have historic brawl level of blitzing to get super punished for it. At this point, I can probably just sort of take my time. Oh, that was a really good draw. That was a profoundly good draw, actually. Wow. Oh, hey, look, it's Craterhoof. Okay, now we can just take our time. Kill our opponent next turn. Well, I highly doubt there's some kind of ramp spell. Yeah, I was about to say. The Mossborn Hydra could be kind of crazy. Should we play this? Wow, my opponent conceded without the Craterhoof Behemoth. Really? Huh. I guess to be fair, this is probably flipping. It's going to be hard to ever swing at me, but this can actually just win the game, right? It doesn't have trample. Should we be playing this? We are playing more lands a turn than I initially thought, and this card just sort of becomes a problem, especially if I get lands out of my graveyard and whatnot. This card makes sense to me, I think. Well, whatever we did to this deck definitely makes it feel like it's not the worst thing to play in the game. That's true. That is for sure. Yeah, I think we could probably play this. Okay, I'm going to argue it is just leagues better than this random other card I've been playing that hasn't done much, which is this one. It did something in one game and then didn't do much after, so it's a pretty easy swap. The queue times have been a bit slow today. Have been a bit slow. I keep saying that. It keeps happening. Oh, hey, it's Ujin in Standard. Alright, well, unfortunately, I don't have a good, way to stop it from doing things. But, I don't know. Is it beatable? I feel like it maybe it is? Maybe it's not just like an instant loss. Station my spacecraft? I have no idea what that means. So we play the mill cards, right? Yeah, we play the mill cards. I don't know if up the beanstalk is what I want to do. And I think I will take the land out of the graveyard here. Okay, so we play this, and then we try to race our opponent down. They could have, Get Lost or something. They did play a Plains. You think we're faster than Ujin for sure? Alright. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. They are almost dead to the Hydra, so they're going to have to do something about that. Blitz Ball, that's adorable. Brand Spider, also kind of adorable. Well, you know what? If it wasn't specifically for Mossborn Hydra, we were not fast enough. If it wasn't specifically for Mossborn Hydra, we were not fast enough. Let it be known. I'm going to play this instead of Gulta because it gets a land and then that just... I mean, we win 6 ways of Sunday here. Alright. Again, if it wasn't for the Hydra, my opponent was going to cast Ujin, and then we're going to start losing permanents for days. So I don't know if we're actually fast enough. If we can play, like, with Beanstalk drawing cards and replacing threats, could try to slowly outpace them exiling 2 to 3 things. Oh no, they can exile Beanstalk. They can just exile Beanstalk, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird to say I'm not fast enough after having just hit my opponent for 64. But, if this is the only card in my deck that probably lets me get away with that. So, maybe I just mulligan for it every time? Nature's Rhythm for Thrun? It is a non-green source. Could add Tifa? I guess, right? I don't know. That feels weird. It's not a good top deck. That's for sure. It plays nice with the ramp side of things, but does it, like, really do what Hydra does? I don't think so. It helps me cast Ghalta cheaper. Okay, in what scenario... Okay, hold on. Let's say we play a turn 2. And then turn 3 we have like a fetch land. And then what? No, that doesn't seem real. What we just did is not realistic. I don't think that's something I'm going to do consistently. And my opponent would also have to not impede any of that. Bolt the Bird. I've played against Bolt the Bird before. Maybe it was a different person. It wasn't in Standard. Bolt the Bird. I've heard that name. Alright. Let's get rid of... Well, Thrun has text in this matchup. But it also costs 5, and that feels kind of weird. So let's, boop. Do I play Analyst? I don't know. Is Analyst better than Molt Tender? I think Analyst is slightly better. It's also maybe harder to deal with, because it's got 3 toughness. Could actually matter, because this could just die, and then we're Sag. Also, it helps us set up. I can actually just use this, right? It's not like it's... I don't know. So, do I play Overlord? I don't think I do. I would really like to play Overlord next turn for, like, full retail. Vivi is just pretty quick on its own, and I'm not doing much to impede it. They have the build your own box, Amber. That's funny. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. I mean, this is the best I think I can do against Vivi. Just take that. We can take it. Take it while we get it. So, yep. It is standard. So we'll see. This is standard. Mills 2 for 5? You mean that weird, like the World Grove or whatever makes a bear? I don't like that card. You can probably hear my family like get you. It's funny. Okay, so they made a token of their commander. You're a tiny bit of background, that's funny. Does that change anything? I can technically... No, I can't... Well, I could cast my commander, but I think just recasting this is fine. I think recasting this is fine. I would really like to hit lands, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Vivian Reed doesn't look like it's gonna do anything. That could change, though. That could change. No, I'm gonna get rid of it. I want to land. I think land is fine. Yeah, it's a little weird, but we'll see. Opponent's thinking about stuff. Seven, eight, maybe I shouldn't have kept the land on top? I don't know. Okay, my opponent's just simply passing, so I don't feel as bad about things. I'm gonna... Actually, I should have went to combat first. Should have just went to combat first. I'm gonna go do it now. Alright, we got to attack. So no, like, bounce spell or anything. We can easily never care about a counterspell on this. Mana Drain is not in the games. It feels so great to play an 8-mana card and not get Mana Drained. Doesn't that feel amazing? And then we can play this. Yep. Oh, you meant Eden. I thought you meant the World Bear one that makes a bear. Yeah, this one's fine. I don't like it, but it's just a land. I don't really care. I can just play a colorless land source and be like, whatever. But the bear one comes in tapped, and that's just awful. Alright, so they did not use a counterspell. They just used it to draw cards. They could have... Well, of the cards I cast this turn, maybe only my commander was counterworthy, and I could, I think, cast it twice, so be it. River's Rebuke would be kind of ideal here. Probably the most ideal card. For the opponent, I mean. Alright, that's sort of like doing that. Sort of. Like doing it. But this doesn't bounce... This makes them lose their commander again, if that's where they go, in that direction. I'm sure there's a way they can poke me 19 times. It seems like that's what they're trying to do. Appears to be the case. And... This is a token, so it doesn't get bounced this time. Galt is pretty good, but it doesn't matter if I can't cast anything, so... Or keep things in play. Yeah, I think we're just going to continuously set up the same scenario over and over. It just seems like the best case scenario. Just keep putting this in play. $26. I don't believe they can kill me with just spells, but... Okay, they can pick up... Hold on. They can recast the mass bounce, and I think I am now dead. They could have just picked it up. They didn't have to do whatever they just did. They could have just picked it up with that thing here. I think it's the exact same outcome, though. Oh, wait, no, hold on, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm basically dead, but I am technically not. So I can draw... No, there's no outs, though. Oh, wait, they haven't used their commander yet, so we're back to probably being dead? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and assume I'm dead. My opponent's taking 10,000 years. I'm just gonna concede. I don't think it's that hard, but alright, we're just dead. I need it to draw. I need it to draw Archduous Charm? Yeah, we needed some kind of Archduous Charm card to stay in the game. Because mass bouncing my board was at 4 times. They could have done it 4... They could have done it 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 or 5 times. Yeah. It's kind of sad when you lose. Kind of sad when you lose. Life goes on. I wouldn't say my opponent was playing too slow, but you know, you gotta play a little bit faster, I guess. I think what they were doing probably did require actual brain power. Oh, look, it's the same opener from the same deck. The same opener with the same deck. Alright. One trick pony. I am most assuredly not fast enough here, right? I don't think I'm fast enough here. I'm gonna move on. I envision my time being wasted. It can only be mass bounce specifically with VV. That's a token, because otherwise it bounces itself. They had to make a token of it. I wonder how many other cards in that deck would have stopped me from playing the game. You do have River's Rebuke, right? I'm not wrong. Yeah, River's Rebuke is standard. I'm not wrong about that. I keep saying it, but I'm pretty sure you can. That would have also essentially made me lose on the spot, doing the same exact thing. Actually, I think even faster. So outside of those 2 cards, I wonder what they could possibly do to actually stop me. What does this do? Alright, it's the green-white Bard class. Does Standard have different playboards? I don't recognize this board. Bard class only once a turn. That's all you need. Okay, well, we're losing very quickly. Analyst to... Let's just get this. It doesn't need any help, and we'll just... Yeah. Could have got a mill card, but, I mean, this helps me with my actual hand in some degree, so... And it's also a 2-2. Alright, well... I guess we played cards this game. Okay, let's not play those. Let's not draw those. Arguably beatable, if I'm fast enough. Probably now not beatable. Because removal, 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 removal. Would you like some removal with your format? Dead to removal. Unbelievable. They don't have removal, chat. Actually crazy. So, here and here. Oh, it's just a combat trick instead? Yep. Well, I mean, it gets the removal spell back, I guess, which is kind of like the same as just having another removal spell. I don't think I can win now. I mean, it's not saying much. It didn't seem like I could win for quite a few turns here, but... if I play... that, get that, block there, I go to 1? Oh no, I go to, oh now I can't, because I can't actually play this, so I have to play this. And then I have to do that. And that doesn't change anything. Yeah, I think I'm still super dead. Block. Well, yeah, we're dead. Alright. Dedge. Well, it didn't help. My opponent had Phyrexian Arena the whole game. But I guess it didn't hurt too bad. It could have been worse. click the share button. Huh? Yeah, I don't play Season of Weaving. I don't play Blood in the Snow either. Nashi is probably my most played commander now outside of like streaming. That's kind of the one I like. The past 2 days I haven't streamed and I've been playing Nashi off stream. You can recognize me when I do my trademark snooze when I don't win. Can play this turn 1. I will say, the upside of playing Standard is you kind of have a more consistent expectation of how the game goes, because there's only 60 cards, and very significant. And there's way less, like, cards to play, so... There was a moment where Standard Brawl was, like, really, really fun. Right now, maybe it doesn't just vomit Removal City, maybe? Kind of feels like it's currently not just Removal Vomit City, which is kind of nice. I have no idea why you would play Fabled Passage in Sephiroth. I feel like your tapped land on turn 3 is like the worst thing you could ever ask for. I don't know why you would ever play this. There's no benefit. Unless you thin a land. That seems just so not good, though. Like, you never play Fabled Passage in this deck. It's like Lily on the Veil playing Fabled Passage. Don't ever do that. Alright, land and get our commander next turn. It's cool this actually kind of ramps you for 3 mana instead. I will not swing because I can actually block the thing. What does this do? On a life you gain this turn? Okay. Oh, there it is, chat. There it is. To be fair, I haven't actually seen it played yet. This is the first time today. But outside of today, this has been Sephiroth's turn 2 every game. And that's historic too, that's actually not standard. Alright, so they can do a pretty good job at killing me outside of combat. I would like to play this turtle, and I think I will. Save the 5s for Beanstalk maybe, and this could actually, you know, do something useful. The land is tapped, right? Yep, so I really don't want to get a tap land. Or, a double tap land, I mean. But I think I can just lose outside of combat, that's the main issue. Actually, it's quite likely. I'm going to lose outside of combat. So my only chance, I think, is to actually just blitz for Craterhoof. I think. Doesn't seem like that's even good enough here. I don't even think that's good enough, actually. This gives me the best shot at it, and it's still just not good. I don't know. I don't think we're getting out of this one here. I think I'm actually just dead. I think I'm just dead this turn. This strategy is like super, super vulnerable to what Standard is all about, in my opinion, currently. So it's kind of funny that, as it stands, we're just so ill-prepared for it. But, like, I would say ordinarily this isn't actually that scary. Alright. Like, there are so many strategies that just sweep the board. And yeah, you steal a bunch of life when that happens, but it's not likely you're going to go wide enough by the time you get swept out. Like, both of these, I would die to a sweeper. But there's a lot of exile effects as well. And just spot removal, so you don't get wide in the first place. This just, in comparison to Liliana the Veil, seems like it asks way more of you in Standard. I don't think I had Craterhoof next turn. Even if I did, I don't think it was lethal. Maybe it was. I don't know. Were they like 42? Holy Q time. What is going on today? Maybe it's a sign I should stop playing this deck. What is going on? I couldn't tell you last time I saw it go over a minute. It's been like legitimate months since I've seen it go over a minute. No, I don't know Standard. If Standard queue times are just different, then fine. They're just different. I imagine most people are probably going to play Historic over Standard. Just because, like, the variety of cards you can actually play. But some people don't like Timeless. So, they don't play it. Some people do not enjoy losing to Mana Drain and Dark Ritual. For some reason, I thought I was on the play. But I wasn't. Okay, what does Voja look like in Standard? I imagine it's exactly the same, but... what, like, specifically? That is a wolf, chat. That is not an elf. Okay. That's a wolf. It's not an elf. You got it. That is an elf. It's also an elf that lets you play your commander next turn. How exciting. I need a land, and I need it to be untapped. I did not draw it, and the game's over. Cool. Double tap land. I think I'm always keeping that. Oh, I wouldn't mulligan that. Especially with Up the Beanstalk. At least replacing itself, seeing an extra card. And on the draw. Yeah, I'm not mulliganing. I mean, I actually kept it thinking I was on the play. So I'm not mulliganing that. Alright. Ooh, well, let's do that. Is this better than an actual Menadork? I don't think so. I can play this later, is just kind of the thing. Really? Huh. Wow. I feel like I'm not doing that. That makes me kind of want to play this. I'm actually going to play this now. Okay, they made up their mind. I was thinking probably just play this, but they made that decision easier. Okay, so... double spaghetti. I think I'll pick up a land with both... Oh, I didn't get a land that time. Rip. Fair enough. So, outside of removal, Glissa can't actually attack me. You must have removal. This is indestructible? No? Chat, should I just block this? Did my opponent just give me the option to kill their... What? I'm understanding this right? Okay, they just gave me a land destruction spell. That's insane. That's just completely insane. Alright, so play this first. Oh, well, they're tapped out. It doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, why am I thinking about it? Alright, so again, removal or you're not ever hitting me. And it needs to be repeated removal. You can't just do it once. Alright, so no attack. And they killed my mana dork. Very interesting. I will absolutely, unequivocally swing. What do you got? I'm prepared for your spicy shenanigans. Oh look, it's removal. No way. Alright, removal spell number 2. Let's play... Can I play 2 things? No. I should probably play this anyways, because it stops them from attacking me, and that feels worth... I could also draw something. Okay, I didn't actually really draw anything. I'm not going to play this. Alright, yeah, it feels kind of ugly to do this, but... It stops Glissa from hitting me, and that seems significant, so... They get a tapped land. Alright. That is not a removal spell. Are we out of removal spells, chat? Oh no. What happened? Opponent ran out of removal spells. I'm going to play 2 things this turn. Because that's better than 1 thing. Alright, that can find removal. That also probably takes out my Vivian. It has to take Vivian. Okay. That works out. Because I kind of want the O'Hare. Just have to take Vivian. Oh my! Whoa! Okay. Today learn 2 is greater than 1. Correct. Chat. I just got like Vivian Reed. Wow. I have Vivian Reed, so we can't really swing too well. But we can also swing pretty decent. And I'll take pretty decent instead of too well, so. I feel like staring at my opponent is... I think I could actually stare at my opponent, but I don't have to. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna not let you do that. Go ahead and mill a card. Hopefully it's not a game changer, alright. Shieldred. I'll probably just get rid of this. Because I have a bajillion damage in play my opponent hasn't addressed. Let's play this. What do I play? What do I play? Probably Thrun. Draw off the Garruk's Noodle Rising. And their thing is tapped. So, bloop. 20. I don't know about that opponent. You probably needed to block with Shieldred. Yep, you needed to block with Shieldred. But, yeah, even still, then this is gone, and... Yeah, I mean, this is one of the only cards in the game I think really just stops the first strike death touch. It's funny when this immune thing comes up. It's just funny to me. You don't really think about it, but, like... Yeah, Glissa is just so sad to see this. And, hey, look, they had all the removal in the world, right? Well, actually, you know what? I don't know. Is this all the removal in the world? Maybe we should just consider ourselves lucky they only had 2. I think them blowing up their own land was completely insane. It also put 2 cards in my graveyard for this to get cheaper. I really just do not understand why I would swing with the land. I don't really get it. It also probably didn't matter too much. Blowing up that land did technically make it so, like, if they had this last turn, it's now only on this turn, and same with this thing, right? So maybe they were a turn 2, like, this was a tap land too, that they had to find off of the Ren. But I don't know how they drew. I don't know. I'm just, like, not ever going to give my opponent a free Stone Rain with my Renin 6, or Renin 7, or whatever the stupid card's named. Whatever it's named. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is I am finished with this deck. So I would say where we started, well, I guess where we started was actually Historic Brawl, and we moved into Standard Brawl. In Historic, you have a ton of ways to actually get this into play very quickly, I would argue. Now, some of the cards that get this into play quickly are not very good themselves, right? Like you're playing, I don't know, this. Like, this card isn't great. But if you are interested in putting this into play faster, if not as fast as Galta, it's totally possible. However, you're playing in Historic Brawl, which is basically timeless. Right, Historic Brawl is timeless. That's what the format almost feels like, almost on to a 1-to-1. If you get hit with Mana Drain, you just lose. Right, you played it. What is this, a 9 mana card? You just got Mana Drain for 9, even though you cast it for 2, kind of like Galta, and you just lose a game. If you get any early pressure from an aggro deck, you're probably not going to stabilize with, like, this in the command zone coming out on turn 4, or turn 3 even, although it's probably not ever showing up turn 3. So, good luck with that. But, oh, and also, like, control decks don't care about this. Anything with sweepers doesn't care. It dies to all removal. It is an artifact, so it also dies to naturalized effects. A Braid can kill it, which is hilarious. So, it isn't really viable in Historic Brawl. It also is pitted against everything. It is not weighted in a lower bracket, probably because it's a new card. So it's just all over the place. Like, the first opponent we played against was the one that I'm like, oh, well, we won't see Eureka's, right? And then the first opponent was Eureka, and then, you know, we lost turn 0. So you cannot play this in Historic Brawl. I'm just going to say that full stop. Now, that's not really probably a surprise to most people. It's just like some random uncommon. But it has, you know, surprising things it can do. Moved over to Standard, and in Standard it was way more successful. To start, it really wasn't that exciting. But as we had finagled the deck list around, it actually started to do something. And once it started to do things, when the deck list kind of let it do its thing and also not, like, choke out the actual deck list, just trying to race this into play, is actually pretty decent. It's not as good as probably... in Standard, I don't know if Tifa Lockhart can do the thing where she smashes you for like 5,000 on turn 5 or whatever. I don't know if she can do that in Standard. Wouldn't surprise me, but I didn't see Tifa in Standard, so maybe people don't think that's the case. Who knows? The problem with Standard is the removal is still there. It did not seem as egregious as it was, but I believe all the removal spells that were around when I had played Standard last time... How do you... Ugh, that thing. Like, we didn't lose... Yeah, it doesn't look like we did. We didn't lose any of the sets that come with a ton of actually, like, you know, playable removal. And Foundations is now in the... Well, I can't really see green cards, but Foundations is now in Standard. I don't think Foundations was around last time I played Standard Brawl. If it was, I don't remember. It did bring with it a ton of things that deal with this kind of strategy. A ton of cards that just don't care about your 8/8, your 2-mana 8/8. The removal is just so incredibly egregious, and it's all over the place. But if you can tolerate that, then I guess I can recommend this as some kind of mono-green strategy. It's not bad. It does kind of do that thing, and it felt like I wanted it even sooner than I had it, like the Craterhoof wasn't in here to start. But green decks in Standard do kind of all sort of spearhead into, like, if I didn't kill you with a bunch of, like, random things I'm swinging with, like 6/6s and 8/8s or whatever, if that's not killing you, then you just start to spearhead into just finding Craterhoof, and you stare at each other until one of you has this, right? Assuming your opponent also has a green deck staring at you. There's not a ton of strategies that are going to stare back at you and not have a way to, like, turn the game around, or whatever. Like, if even the Sephiroth, the mono-black Sephiroth deck, can sort of dodge combat to kill you over the top with, like, its life-stealing and the pinging and all that jazz. It does sort of involve swinging with something to some degree still, but sometimes it doesn't. Or whatever they're swinging with is, like, sort of unblockable or something weird. But I did lose to Sephiroth more... No, I think it was 50-50. Like, we won as much as we lost against it, but that matchup specifically is one of them where you can kind of stare at each other, and maybe you're not swinging, because if you swing, then they swing back, and then their swing back is too punishing, so you can't swing in the first place, even though you're doing more damage with your swing, and you're, you know, all that jazz, but, like, they're still going to outrace you. It's better to block. But in that scenario, Craterhoof just is your out, right? You just cast it, and there's a bunch of different ways to find it, right? You have Nature's Rhythm, you have Invasion, you have Archdruid's Charm, you have technically Vorn Collects can flip into it, not maybe at the most ideal time. This is a bit similar, and just casting it out of hand instead of finding it, but it's kind of similar where, like, oh, you just play your forest, you play your lands, and then eventually in a gummed up board, you just play this, and then boom, you explode and win. Super overruns are... It's kind of nice, I would say. It's pretty satisfying to have, like, your mono-green win condition, or just your green-based deck, which is every deck that has green in it. It just becomes a green deck with other colors. Your win condition's just a super overrun. It's kind of nice, right? In a world where the actual card overrun probably isn't good ever. It's kind of cool to have that card text effect be a game-changing, like, game-winning strategy in green. And it's cool to see it here. But it could get a bit old, right? How many games do you want to have Craterhoof just win the game for you? Now, to be fair, that didn't happen every single game. I think it actually happened way less than half of the games, but it is just one of those things that you're going to cast and probably win a bunch, right? Just because it's in your deck. So I would say that's probably a staple in at least Standard. In Historic, probably not. You probably don't need Craterhoof Behemoth. Not to say that, you know, you just might as well, but you don't really need it. Green can just cast March of the Ents and that other one that, like, seeks 8 creatures because this thing is an 8/8. and then just puts them in play, like March of the Ents and the Seek one, and whatever Mythweaver Pock likes. I'm trying to say, I don't know the words, I don't know the names of them. Are things you could play with this in Historic Brawl and be like, hey, I did it. But again, you're playing Historic Brawl. You are not going to do that because your opponents are going to kill you way before you get to do that. And by kill you, I mean just either stop you or not care about what you're doing. Because what they're doing is like legacy level stuff, and you're playing like standard draft nonsense. So, but in standard, I liked it. It was fun. We got to a point where it felt good. I liked all the mill. It didn't seem like these cards were bad. At first, I'm like, oh, these are not great. Just milling cards and then not doing anything. Discounting this. But I could somewhat utilize the lands out of the graveyard. You have like Turtle, Lumra, the Archivist thing. Analyst. I keep calling this an Archaeologist or an Archivist. I don't know why. The Analyst and stuff. I think that's really all there is to it. I actually never played Summon Fenrir, which is funny. Just, at no point was this in play. But it is a rampant growth that is on a permanent. So when it's done existing, you get another card in your graveyard for this. And this... Where are you? Spring Bloom Druid does sort of ramp you for 3 because a permanent in your graveyard discounts this here. So there's some pretty cool synergies with this. But the all-in cards that do literally nothing but mill you feel kind of miserable just to discount this. That's like not... That seemed like the least productive thing we could have done, and they seem like the worst cards we were playing. And when we started taking them out, our deck got better. So, like this card. Like, oh, look at this. Look at all the stuff it's doing. But, you know, I'd rather this be something... And you know what? That actually looks like a Warhammer 40k art, doesn't it? Looks like a Warhammer robot thing. And those are little dudes on the trunk of the tree, like, cheering it on. Looks like a Warhammer art. Anyways. So, yeah. It's cool. It's fun when it works. You can get some people good, right? First strike, death touch, double strike, a giant, I don't know, 10-5 or something. You're just always winning combat. So that's pretty cool. It came out more than I thought it would, right? You can completely brick wall an aggro deck, assuming that aggro deck isn't just vomiting out removal because it's standard. But yeah, when it works, it's pretty fun. You just have to find those games, and you're only going to find them in standard. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys.